Is it recording? And we're back.
All right. I like the music.
It's just a little thing that comes with it. All right, we got Zach Hunter.
Hey.
How's it been?
I'm great. How are you?
I know we kind of follow each other on the social media.
All the social media.
Yeah, let me see if this is turned down.
At some point, it's just going to be media. Just drop the social part.
Pretty much. I myself, I have to have the face-to-face, everyone communicates with the Facebooks, the Instagrams, or LinkedIn, which is fine, but yep. I think it's important to, get outside of that sometimes.
I agree, 100% agree.
So,
I always push that with my clients. Let's not, or my folks at the office, let's not pick up the phone and call people. Let's go meet people. Go see people. Go have coffee.
So I saw Mark Maldonado.
Yes.
And
haven't seen him yet.
You haven't seen him yet? So let's talk about where you came from. I mean, first off, you're a landscape architect.
Yes, I am.
Been doing this a while.
Have been, a little over 20 years.
20 years.
Yeah.
Let's talk about why landscape architecture. What made you make that decision?
That's good. That's a good question. I grew up in a family of a landscape architect with a dad that worked for the National Park Service as a landscape architect for a little over 30 years.
No way.
And a totally different type of landscape architecture than what I do. Someone that was doing design work in very environmentally sensitive areas, having to design with like natural native materials, maybe some older construction techniques and those kind of things, but always fascinated me. But to be honest, I liked playing with the markers in his office when I was a kid. So
cool.
So that kind of got me into it. I thought when I went to school I wanted to do business, and I found out quickly I did not want to do that and wanted to do something creative. And so he and I talked about landscape architecture, and he said, if you're going to do it, go to the private industry, because he was like, we moved a lot as a kid.
Yeah.
A lot like the military. You want promoted, you gotta move. So I didn't want to do that.
So where were you born?
I was born in Lubbock.
Really?
But lived in Illinois, Missouri, West Virginia, Utah.
Okay.
And went to school at A&M. So yeah, I've seen a lot of the country.
Yeah, yeah. Cool. All right, so you got into you got your degree, right?
Yes.
And then let's fast forward a little bit. I met you at Stantec.
Yes.
How many years ago was that? Probably 5, 6?
6 or 7 years ago, yeah.
All right, so you're at Stantec.
Yes.
And then you went to, talk about the transition from Stantec.
Yeah, so Stantec was great. Loved the people that I worked with there, but always kind of had this desire to have something of my own.
Sure.
And had kind of always flirted with Richard, the owner of the firm, that I ended up buying for over a variety of years, but it was never the role that I was really looking for. And kind of right when I decided with Stantec that I was ready to make a move, he came to me and said, hey, look, I want out, and is this a role that would interest you? And let me know what you think. And it happened on a day when I'd already talked to my wife and said, I don't know what I'm doing next, but I'm going to do something on my own, and all just fell into place. Timing was perfect.
So you bought, it was Lee & Associates?
Yes, it was.
And then that was what, 2 years ago, or?
That was 4 years ago.
Is it 4 years?
In October, yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
Time flies.
Yeah, it does, right?
So you're in Austin.
Correct.
And then is it you and how many people underneath? Or?
There's about 19 of us.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and we were part of the appeal of buying from him and doing this was he's like, look, the name doesn't mean anything to me. Like, I don't care. And he essentially was like, it's yours. And we went through about a 3-month time frame where we kind of went back and forth of like how I do things, how he does things. And then it just got to a point where he's like, cheers, done. And so we went through it took about a year. We went through a rebrand. Wow. To the new name of Artis.
Okay.
And it's been great from there.
I'm glad we got to plug Artis.
We are plugging Artis.
Plugging it away.
Yes.
So, have you seen me post things, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
I'm on, LinkedIn. I'm still working on getting the podcast on like Spotify and all these other ones, but I like the video format just because it's just another element, and sometimes it's this, it's
Sure.
people outside their comfort zone.
100%.
Not that you're not that guy, you seem pretty comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
In your own skin.
Yes.
But most people aren't, and which is, human nature. Mm-hmm. But the point is that, I'm trying to get it to where, it's a little bit more organized, but at the end of the day, I still sell teeter-totters for a living.
Hey, you know what? Something that was, and I'll tell you this, that was kind of reassuring is when I started with at Lee and Associates and now Artis, I kind of analyzed my staff and moved people around where I felt that made sense. And one of my guys, Kendrick, runs our landscape architecture.
Kendrick Yee?
Yes. Yes. And shortly after starting there, we had a project that had a play component on it. And he just said, he told one of our folks, like, yeah, you need to call Jonathan McJunkin. He's the guy. And your name always I'm like, you know Jonathan too? And I remember you had sent me a CD.
Oh,
yeah.
Which one was it?
Oh, man.
Was it Watch the Clock or was it something else?
No, something else.
It was probably Travis's CD, the owner of Lee Park and Play. He used to be a singer of Audible. That was the name of his band,
Yep.
Audible.
Yeah.
He's got a beautiful voice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was great.
And I just always tell Travis, I'm like, dude, you have some pipes.
Yeah.
You got to bring it out.
Yeah.
And he hasn't done it in like 20 years. But I said, you got to give me all your CDs. Those are perfect handouts.
Yeah, they're great.
And they're obsolete now, right? But
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, someone's got a CD player somewhere.
Very true.
But anyways, Travis has done a lot with the business, and I've been with him since 2014, and he's just very a hands-off kind of boss, but there when you need him,
Yeah.
kind of thing. So
Yeah.
I think he's great. But
Well,
that's good.
And as a testament to you and how you conduct yourself in all forms of fashion, it was very reassuring to be at a part where someone else knew you and was like, just hit Jonathan up, he'll take care of it, he'll get you. So I knew I'd made a good choice.
Well, thanks, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Artis. I
Yeah.
didn't really know. I mean, I knew you'd left Stantec, but I don't pay attention to really everything that goes on.
Sure thing.
But so you painted a really good picture now of
Well, thank you.
how that transpired.
Yeah, and it's been a challenge, kind of drinking with the fire hose, but but really just kind of like all of a sudden when you're like, hey, I'm going to rebrand and change the name. Okay, what are we going to be?
Yeah.
And we kind of had opened it up to all our staff to throw ideas out there,
Cool.
and it was cool and it was fun. But then we went with something that I wanted.
Do you have a card? I want to see your logo.
Yeah, you bet. And what's interesting about it is Artis is Latin for the word craft. And so, so much of what we do in landscape architecture deals with Latin. Plant names are Latin, and that's universal. Like, you can go anywhere in the world and use the Latin terms for plants, and everybody knows. But I wanted, and what I'd noticed with our firm is that we have a bit of like a handcrafted feel to our design and everything. You think about cocktails, you think about something that's crafted, it brings up an artisan feel, someone that's an artist. And so Artis, we dropped the T because it doesn't, in Latin it's just ARTIS, but yeah, it stands for craft. So the card, kind of going with, there we go.
See if people can see that.
And then,
President Day.
Yeah.
So is that your face?
That is my face. Everybody got their face on their business
Really?
cards. Yep.
That is dope.
Yeah, and really kind of lending itself to the thumbprint, but the rings of a tree. Yeah, right? Exactly. So there we go. And hang on to that one.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, it was a fun process. It was challenging, and it took 3x as long as I thought.
Well, hey, there's a saying that I like to share with people that, and maybe you've heard this, but it takes 7 times more energy to get something started, right? But it's like an airplane. An airplane, it takes 7 times energy to get that sucker off the ground.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
But once it's in the air,
Absolutely.
but here's the other thing. You want to land that sucker and you want to stop it. It takes 7 times. It takes a lot of energy to stop it. So
Absolutely.
if there's a bad culture or just something that's not going on right, slamming those brakes, it puts a lot of stress on that aircraft.
And that's what was great about this firm. It had a good, you're always looking for I always say you're looking for 3 things in a firm. You're looking for good people,
Yeah.
a good culture,
Yeah.
and good work. And if you can get two of those three, I think you can be successful. And Artis had all three. I like the culture, I like the people, and it's fantastic work. So,
I love it. I got to come and see you now.
Please do.
So we have a new rep named Dylan Domizio,
Okay.
and he is in Austin. My cape has some holes in it, so I'm spread too thin, and we really needed another rep. And he's a really, really good guy. I'd love to come and visit and introduce you to him, and then maybe
Please do.
like a lunch, not necessarily a lunch and learn, but just a lunch to get to know everybody.
Come on.
We don't have to talk about nothing other than just like we're doing here.
Yeah, absolutely. We got beer on tap at the office. So
You do, really?
We do. Yeah. So we keep two beers on tap. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. You
Okay.
pick and choose, or you can have both.
I love it. Hey, Jake, will you take a picture of me and him? Commemoration.
One for the wedding.
Well, it's for the wedding. What's that? We could do it like we're talking. Do another one like we're talking.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. So what kind of beer you like? You
I like
light?
IPA. You
We got IPA. We
Fingerprint. Oh shit.
have really good IPA called Green Battles from Pine House. I'm sure you've heard that makes like electric jellyfish.
Oh yeah, the electric jellyfish.
Yeah, so we have Green Battles, which is I like better than the electric jellyfish. So
Okay. So you're an IPA guy?
I can't find your camera. I'm an Apple guy. Is that
I
Apple?
know. I'm that kind of guy.
man, it's always the technical people that are really good with
Well,
with the other phones.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
'Cause, I mean, like Russell's like
Yeah, Russell.
Yeah.
Now he's not with you, is he?
No, he's not. No,
But he's with.
he started his own gig.
That's right.
Yeah.
I've been wanting. I follow him on Instagram. I love his posts.
Oh, yeah,
What he does really interests me. This is good. Thank you. That's good. But yeah, he's an interesting fellow. I want to interview him one of these days.
He's going to be here.
What?
Yeah, he's here to. I think he's giving a presentation today.
Is he?
Yeah, so you should snatch him up. Yeah.
Okay. Man, if I can get away, I want to go watch that. Here's the thing that I also don't do enough of is that as many times as I come to, trade show, I never go in and listen to these
Yeah.
things that I need
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, I think his is at 2:00 today or something like
Okay.
that. So
I can do that.
Yeah, you should do.
I'll go and track him down and listen to it and then say hi on the pod.
Yeah.
So, is this your first podcast?
First podcast.
How you like hearing your own voice?
It's kind of crazy,
Is it
right?
kinda weird,
Yeah. I'm like, do I really sound like that?
It's a lot of fun, dude.
That's cool. Well, I've loved following you and your accountability mirror.
Oh,
I've
yeah?
loved that. And even that morning that you ate like the breakfast, this is supposed to be the breakfast fuel.
The LA diet.
Oh, that's right. That's what it was.
So I'll tell you the quick short story on that. Luke Anderson works for Cadella Weinheimer, KW, in San Antonio. And he lives in New Braunfels. I run with that guy like at least once a week. And one of these days I get to his house, we're done running, drink some water. And we were just talking about his breakfast, his routine. It's like, well, I take this turmeric, I take this garlic, and I take this apple cider vinegar. He says, but I chop it up and mix it all together with maybe a little bit of olive oil. So when you mix it all together, it's not so bad.
Okay.
But naturally, I'm like, I'm going to use this because it is a weird...
deconstruct it?
Yeah, I'm going to deconstruct it in the worst way and eat it individually. My wife, I don't know if you heard in the background, but my wife is like, that's disgusting.
Oh, yeah.
And it's one of the
I was
things...
agreeing with her.
She's like, you're so weird. I'm like, yeah, it's just for good fun, right?
Yes.
So, anyways, I had fun with it. So thanks.
Yeah.
One of my fans.
Proud of you. It's
Thanks,
awesome,
man.
dude.
It's good stuff.
Very
All right,
good.
Let's do this.
Alrighty.
Nope. Zach Hunter, everybody. The man, the presidente. Artis.
Applauso.
Very cool.
Awesome. Thanks, dude.
I'm going to hold on to this.
Yes, please do.
Good stuff.